We are in a warehouse somewhere in LA because it's the LA Motor Show at the moment, and it's a warehouse full of, well, bright lights and thumping beats, and no brighter lights than on this. This is the brand new Audi E-tron Sportback, and it's got some fancy new lights. We'll get to the rest of the tech in a minute, but these are, as you can read in here, the digital matrix LEDs, and they've got little projectors, so they will light up the appropriate lane and do all sorts of fancy things. They'll illuminate pedestrians if there's one on the road up ahead, and when you get home to your your garage, they'll project things onto the end of the garage wall. Who knows? Apparently it might be, oh, perhaps you can project an entire film on there. You just get home, drive in there and just sit there, sort of, munch on the popcorn. Anyway, the rest of the car, what have we got under here? Well, crucially there's a bit more range than a standard e-tron. It's essentially an e-tron with a slightly more sort of coupe-ish body on it, which is very de rigueur at the moment for these sorts of cars. But there are all sorts of little sort of things that have changed that will be rolled onto the main e-tron in time next year. So we've got brake pads that are slightly less sort of grippy, as it were, most of the time, so they add a little bit of efficiency there. We've got one larger cooling pump for the batteries as opposed to two smaller ones, which again another efficiency gain, and obviously it is actually a little bit more aerodynamic as well, all of which adds up to a WLTP range of 278 miles, which is okay. It's not top of the range, but there we are. Two electric motors, one front, one rear, 95 kilowatt hour battery. Power is 355 brake horsepower and 414 pounds-foot of torque, which is 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds. However, there is also a boost mode. Now that gives you up to 402 brake horsepower and 490 pounds-foot of torque, which reduces the 0 to 62 mile an hour time to 5.7 seconds. So there we are, but you can only have the boost mode up for 8 seconds at a time, so there we go. Perhaps more importantly with this, the charging time, because it can now be done on the superchargers, 150 kilowatts, up to 80% can be done in under half an hour. You've got those funky mirrors. First time I've actually seen those, sat in one of these and looked at the little cameras inside, which they're quite cool, aren't they? In here, because obviously we have the lower roof line here, 20 millimeters lower, so a little bit less headroom for people tall like me, and also 45 litres less in the boot, or it's still 615 litres in total, which is pretty impressive. There's also going to be a 50 model, which has slightly less power, and we're expecting a 60 model in the slightly odd Audi naming strategy coming next year, so that will be even more powerful. So there we are. It's a coupe SUV, which is very on trend, and it's electric, which is very on trend. So all in all, a very on trend sort of car.